God.
This is my little mama. This
Wow, she's
is thank
beautiful.
you, my brother. This is my little
Wow.
mama right here. Say hi to the family.
Wow.
Say
Look
hi
at
to the
her.
family. Y'all got to see it. This is
Oh,
my
she's
little daughter. Her name
beautiful.
is May Lee, and this is my little daughter right here.
Yo, man.
So
Children are magical, bro,
oh
man.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
And I'm glad that I got her. And the show we're doing tonight is Sharif. When I tell you, and I'm not saying this to the people, I'm saying this as a reminder to myself
Yes,
how
sir.
important the conversation regarding our electrical nature is.
Oh,
There's a book called Voltage or something. Like we have voltage, like the amount of electricity within us. I think they said is more than a lightning bolt.
yeah.
Like I don't know if it's active or inactive, but yo, we are truly powerful, brother. I appreciate what you do when it comes to teaching us of our electrical nature, our electromagnetic nature, and I'm
Hmm.
so looking forward to this presentation tonight. And also, don't forget, family, this brother is going to be at the Non Eat the God Fest. And
He'll
he's
be all
going to be
there.
on stage. Not
He'll be
only
all
will
there.
he be vending, he's going to hit the stage
Oh yeah.
with
Oh
some
yeah.
spoken word.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I look forward to that. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? But let's put this on the screen. But
Yeah.
first of all, Sharif, how you doing, my brother? How's everything, my brother?
Brother, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You all are, from the Japanese use the word ki,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Chinese uses the word chi.
Mm.
Every ancient culture has a word, or or a series of words for the intrinsic energy that is the mediator between gross physicality and higher spiritual realms. See what I'm saying?
What is okay, so that definition you just gave,
Yes.
the mediator between gross reality and higher spiritual realms.
Yes.
And with
Yes.
you described that as chi, but my question to you,
Yes.
brother Sharif, is wouldn't that be instead of chi, wouldn't that be the definition of the ethers?
Yeah.
So you're saying the same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay. Okay.
Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. And it's now, mind you, energy can be changed and transformed,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still the same energy, but it's just changed. Is used 55 different ways.
50.
So
Wow.
yeah, so we have, like, in Cantonese, the word hey means chi. Chi is Mandarin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm in a real nasty mood, they would call it the sa hey, or the killing attitude. They use the word chi to describe your mood.
Wow.
Because mood is an energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Love it.
Yeah, mood's an energy too.
Mm.
You see? And in the higher levels, again, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm excited about this topic.
Mm-hmm.
In the higher levels of energetic work, you look at emotions and feelings as energies, because they are, and then you begin to work in the alchemical lab is your body and your consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And you learn to work with those energies like you're in a chemistry lab.
Mm. Mm.
Here, I'll give you a quick example.
Mm-hmm.
The body naturally does it. You get overwhelmed with joy because you're so happy, like your baby daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You immediately start to cry. Why? Why are you crying when you're happy?
Mm.
Because the extreme of an emotion can cause the psyche to crack.
Mm.
So the body has a fail-safe. Oh, okay, tears to
Mm.
balance things out. Get it?
Mm. So releasing water balances it out?
No, sadness. The feeling of sadness balances the overabundance of happiness.
Okay.
Get it? Just like when you're mad, sometimes you get so mad you either cry or you laugh.
Mm. Ooh, that's
because the extreme of any one of these can crack the psyche. People lose it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Sharif, man, let's get this thing started.
Let's go. Let's go. Yep. Planet Chi, demystifying the human bioenergetic system. We're going to go some places with this. By the way, at the top of the screen, it says the Sagala Institute for Bioenergetic Transhumanism. That is my brand. That is my company related to bioenergetics. Okay. Sagala is an old word coined by the Dogon tribe, the Dogon priesthood of Mali. Sagala is the name they give to the substance of Sirius B, the star Sirius B, which is a white dwarf, the star that they've known about for thousands of years, long before the Europeans invented the radio telescope and found out for themselves, right? And Sirius B, the substance of Sirius B, of that star, is so dense that a spoonful of it would drop to the center of the earth, right? And so it's literally considered, the Dogon priesthood say it's a metal, and they call that metal Sagala, right? The significance of it is that it's something small, but it's so dense and so power packed that it influences things here on Earth.
Mm.
So that's the idea. The idea is that it's something small but so powerful that it has an influence on things for a great distance away from it.
Mm.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Billy. Billy, I appreciate the donation. Shout out to Forbidden Knowledge. Excellent interview. Excellent interview tonight, Billy.
Yes, sir. Salute to Billy Carson. That's the comrade. All right, next slide.
All right. Let's get this thing going.
All right, what is chi? Right? So I'm just going to read the slide, but you guys, viewers, right? Screenshot the slide so you have it for yourself. When the average person goes into a house and turns on a light, he or she is only cognizant of the fact that there's a relationship between the light switch and the light fixture. They are not, however, knowledgeable on the nature of the relationship itself. The same goes for the toilet handle and the toilet function, the central air system console and the vents, and especially the wireless TV remote and the television set. But now the electrician or the plumber or the HVAC technician and the cable installation technician, when any or all four of these individuals walk into a house, they see it in a totally different way, because each of these individuals are keenly familiar with the unseen functions of the relationships that the average person knows little about. These individuals can be said to be aware of and familiar with the energetic function of the home, the things that allow the home space to function as an actual home and not simply an inert shell. It can be said that each of these individuals are experts in dealing with portions of the energetic body of the home. Next slide. Bioenergetics education and training provides you the same abilities for the maintenance of your body that the plumber, the electrician, the HVAC tech, and the cable guy have for your home. For instance, regular maintenance by these people in your home can detect hidden issues that can be corrected before major damage is done to the home. Likewise, in old China, and not just old China, anywhere that deals with energetic medicine, you would see your doctor more when you were well than you were sick. Well, why is that? Because an energetic imbalance lies at the source of disease. So if we can detect the energetic imbalance, we can correct it before physical symptoms occur. Okay. The system that the light and the light switch belong to have visible components, which are the switch and the light, and the hidden components composed of the wiring, the circuitry, etc. It is the hidden bioelectric and biohydraulic and biochemical systems of the human body that we will be talking about. It's extremely important that we learn to see the inner physical components of the body as bioenergetic functions. Follow me on this. Very important. If, as an apple tree farmer, I want to improve the quality of the apples on the tree, I don't work on the apple, I work on the tree. On the light system in my home, I do not improve the quality of the light performance by working on the light bulb. I have to work on the system. I got to work on the wiring, the circuitry, etc. Likewise, in the human body, the physical organs are considered the fruit of its corresponding bioenergetic system. So if I want to improve the function of the heart, for instance, I have to work on its bioenergetic wiring. What I just explained to you is the logic behind acupuncture and things like that. Next slide. All right, let's go. Qigong defined. And now, mind you, I just want to let everyone know, right? This isn't just educational. This is going to be interactional. You all, before we're done, are going to feel your own bioenergy, and you're going to know it to be so. That's going to happen. We're going to do that. Qigong defined. This is what Qigong means. The word Qigong together means breath or energy work. That's what it means. But a complete definition of it is this: the use of the mind and the breath to access and manipulate the human bioenergetic field. It's also the training to regulate the bioenergy of the heart system. Why the heart? Here we go. You all are familiar with yin and yang, right? If yin is soft, yang is hard. If yin is down, yang is up. If yin is hidden, yang is what's obvious. All right. A newborn baby like your daughter, dear brother, very soft, very delicate, very pliable, very flexible. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
That she's more of a yin state than a yang state. Mm-hmm. Now, you take an 85-year-old man, he's just the opposite. Stiff, hard, brittle, coarse. Get it? Mm-hmm. He's more yang than yin. Mm-hmm. So if yin is like water and yang is like fire, then the act of aging is going from yin to yang. Aging literally means you are burning up energetically. Now, the most yang organ of the major organ systems is the heart. The most yin organ, like water, is the kidney. So that's why we say training is to regulate the bioenergy of the heart system. Why? Because if we can regulate it, we could slow down the burning process. We could slow down the aging process. Get it?
Yes.
And not just increase length of life, but improve the quality of it as well. All right. Methods. Methods of moving chi, moving energy. There's movement. In other words, when you're dancing, you're moving energy. We're going to demystify this whole thing tonight, people. Meditation, using the mind. Wherever your thought is, that's where the energy is. That's important. And then breath work. The breathing helps you access the energy. You all are going to find out yourself. And then there are three primary regulations. The first regulation is the body, the physical body, and that's alignment. Some of you are old enough to remember back in the day, the floor model televisions with the antenna on the top, right? And how you had to adjust the antenna just right so you would get a clear picture, right? That is literally what we have to do with the physical body. You have to align it properly so that the energy flows smoothly. When the energy flows smoothly, you can now sense the energy with your attention. Okay? So the first regulation is the body. The second regulation is the breath, proper breathing. The third regulation is the mind, or now the mind can have attention on where the energy is. When you have the first two alignments, the mind can now easily sense your own energetic body. Okay? Our methods combine all three. That's what makes our methods so effective. We combine all three: movement, meditation, breath work. All three of them. Next slide. Here we go. What you are looking at here is the core. Again, imagine yourself as an electrician in training, but you're learning about bioelectricity. You're learning about the electric system of the human body. What you're now looking at is the core, okay? The core of the bioenergetic system of the human body. Now, while we go over these things, I want all of you, to start thinking about other things too and how they may correlate from your previous study or your previous training or your previous education. Like, what do you notice here? What's one of the first things you notice in that diagram, Brother Rich?
The energy's going up.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay. But how many aspects of energy do we see here? Three.
Oh, we see three. Yeah, three. Yeah, different shit.
Yes. There's three spaces in the body. There's three containers where energy is, and then there's three different energies. That number three repeats itself 3 times. Right? That means, there's a number of things that go with that, but we'll get to that later. So, we call it in Chinese medicine the 3 treasures. And what separates these 3, remember earlier we said energy, but we can purpose it and repurpose it. We can contextualize it for specific tasks, right? What you see here, and I characterize it by 3 different geometric shapes and 3 different colors. Those are the 3 primary colors, okay? The lowest one, some of you are familiar with the Hindu chakra system, so it makes perfect sense that the red square is where it is. Am I right? The base chakra, okay? That in Chinese medicine carries the energy that we call Jing. Jing means essence, all right? Jing is the lowest vibration of the bioenergy. It is the energy that is closest to actual physicality. It makes sense that it would be in the area of the genitalia or the base chakra. All right? So Jing level, the physical body, the physical world, the lowest, densest level of manifestation. And then the middle one where the solar plexus is, you see a yellow triangle. That is energetic, emotional, the energetic body, the circuitry and the hydraulics for the physical body. In other words, if we cut your body open while you're still alive, like on the operating table, we can see the organs. What we can't see is the energy causing the organs to operate. But we can see the result of that energy because we can see the organs moving. Does that make sense?
Indeed.
All right. So that is the chi level. Okay. And then we have the shen level, which is an even higher vibratory rate. The shen level, spirit, psychological, active imagination, what we call EMF or electromotive force, or more specifically, consciousness. Consciousness, as we're going to do in an exercise in a few minutes, consciousness is not the same as thinking, people. Let me say it again. Consciousness is not the same as thinking. Consciousness is above thinking, and I can prove it very easily. Really quick, everybody, close your eyes. Think about something that pissed you off. All right. Now, think about something that made you laugh out loud. All right, now open your eyes. Here's my first question. Were you able to observe your anger? Answer yes or no.
Put in the chat, family.
Were you able to observe your happiness? Yes or no? Now, here's the next question, the most crucial question. What part of you was able to observe your thoughts? Whatever part of you that's able to observe the thought is higher than the thought. That's my point. See? Consciousness is higher than thinking. If we were to speak from spiritual or religious perspective, thinking is a soul function, but spirit is higher than soul. Consciousness is higher than thinking. That is why you're able to observe your own thoughts, observe your own feelings, observe your own emotions. See? This is extremely important, people, for this kind of work. Very important. We've done this exercise before, and shout out to KRS-One. I saw that he did it as well. Well, you could say something out loud. We could say the numbers 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now say it in your head. Now, next question. You guys have done this before. Did you hear yourself? Be careful with your answer. See? Because the immediate thought is, yes, I heard myself. But what did you hear when no sound was made? Right? But here's a better question. Who was doing the speaking and who was doing the listening? How about that? See? This is deep stuff, people. All right, at the bottom of this slide, you guys, is everybody relaxed? Everybody's good? We're about to do an exercise.
Yes.
Everybody's about to do this exercise. This is a very simple exercise, but everybody's gonna drink the Kool-Aid after this. All right? Remember what we said, Qigong is a system by which we use the mind and the breath to manipulate the body energy. Here we go, people. Sit down and relax. What I want you to do is imagine below your navel, imagine that there is a straw, a make-believe straw, and that straw goes all the way up to your head. What you're going to do, don't do it until I say go. But what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, and you're going to inhale air from the bottom of that straw, and you're going to fill your head with the air. And then you're going to exhale and let the air go back down the straw to below your navel. You're going to do that 3 times. Inhale and fill your head. Exhale, let the air go back down. 3 times. Ready, go. All right, very good. Here's my question. Did you feel it? Fill your head. Yes or no?
All right, I just finished. You was going too fast, man. I was on my second one.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. My bad.
But yeah, I definitely felt it.
Okay, chat. If you felt it, say so.
Yeah.
People are saying yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now here's the coolest part, people. Here's the coolest part. See, I gave you guys a little bit of a crutch. We all know darn well ain't no lungs in our head, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So what in the world did you feel? Boom. See, what you felt was physical. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a physical sensation. So what was it that you actually felt if it wasn't air? All right, we're not done. Touch your solar plexus. Touch this part of your body right here. Just touch it. Just below your sternum. Okay, you've done it. Touch. Okay, cool. You're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to use that same straw and fill your solar plexus. You're going to inhale and fill the solar plexus. Then exhale, the air is going to go back down the straw. You're going to do that 5 times. Go. All right, 5 times. Did you feel it?
Oh yeah.
And it went right to where you said it to go. Sent it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Once again, ain't no lungs in your solar plexus. So what is it you were actually feeling? All right, last part of the exercise. At the bottom of the straw is below the navel. You're just going to inhale into the bottom of the straw and fill just the bottom part of the straw. Inhale and exhale. We're not going to do it the full 10 times. I just want you to do it 5 times. Do it 5 times. Go. So you're just filling the space below your navel. Go. Rich, did you feel it?
Got you. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Once again, the same question. Think about what we just did. You sent energy using your breath and your mind to access your own bioenergy. We sent it to the head, and there was a physical sensation. We sent it to the solar plexus, and there was a physical sensation. We sent it to the base chakra, and there was a physical sensation. See? What can we directly imply or infer from this, Brother Rich?
We have the ability to direct energy to different parts of our body.
Anywhere in your body, people. Anywhere in your body. This very, very basic but very fundamental Qigong exercise, we did experiments with this at a hospital or at a doctor's office. There were people in the waiting room. There were about 20-something people in the waiting room. We had a nurse come out and take everybody's blood pressure. We talked everybody through this meditation, just like we just did. And then had the nurse go take everybody's blood pressure. Everyone's blood pressure dropped drastically. Everyone. Every single person. So yes, you can use this very meditation. Anybody who has anxiety issues, anybody who has high blood pressure, you can use this to drop your blood pressure on command. On command. We call it the 3-5-10 meditation. That's what we call it. Are there any questions, Brother Rich? Let's ask the audience. Do you have any questions? Because listen, this kind of work demands interaction.
Before we move on, any questions
or comments or observations? Questions, comments, observations.
Somebody said I got lightheaded a little bit.
Yes. That means that, you know what that means? Alpha 777, that means that your intent was stronger than your physical capacity could assimilate. That's what that means. That means your intent power, your intent, you have to tone down just a little bit so that your body can catch up.
I got a quick question for you.
Go ahead, brother.
So I ate a little while ago, and I noticed I got a little tired after doing that. Yeah. Is that related to me eating a little while ago?
Well, the tiredness, I'm going to tell you exactly what the tiredness is. Yeah. The tiredness is because, especially when you did the second part to the solar plexus, you added more energy to the digestive process. You're feeling tired because there's more energy going into digestion.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, shit.
That's literally what that is.
Oh, man.
That's right. What you did is you improved your digestion.
Right. Wow.
That's it.
New Diamonds, shout out to New Diamonds. She says, is this similar to Reiki?
Great question. Shout out to New Diamonds. Reiki is energetic work, but anybody who's done Reiki or taken Reiki classes knows that the biggest difference is that Reiki, you're channeling energy from an outside source into the body to be used. All right. With Qigong, we are not doing that. With Qigong, we become the reservoir. We are the reservoir. We build our energy beyond the normal capacity. See? And with Qigong, because we're learning, it's not just we have energy to give to people to help people. No. We're learning, we're literally like a mechanic. Literally. A mechanic can build a whole vehicle, can build a whole car. An electrician can wire your entire house. So from a Qigong perspective, especially us, we train you to be able to customize Qigong routines literally like a medicine prescription that would be customized for a specific individual's issues. That's what we do. So it's very, very detailed. I'll give you an example, New Diamonds. Let's say you have somebody that has issues with digestion. Their digestion is sluggish, right? After clearing the negative energy or the bad energy out of the stomach and spleen systems, now we want to tonify it. Well, how do we send the energy directly to the spleen and the stomach? Well, there's a number of ways we could do it, but watch this. All of the organs have an alchemical color because the energy, follow me back up a little bit, the energy for each organ has its own mathematical frequency. But how in the world are you going to know that? And how in the world are you going to be able to attune, energetically to a particular number or whatever? You don't have to do that when you know the alchemical color for the organ. So the alchemical color for the spleen and stomach system is yellow. So you imagine to tonify the stomach and spleen, you color your energy yellow. And it goes right there. See? It's very specific, people. It's just as specific as acupuncture. Our knowledge for the Qigong is very, very deep and very, very detailed. We can be just as precise as an acupuncturist. So that's the biggest difference between Reiki and what we do. That's a good question.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very good question.
All right.
Any other questions before we move on?
Yeah, I don't want to get to all of them because we'll be here all day.
But we'll be here all day. Yeah,
let me just ask this one because I know this is gonna lead into your presentation.
Go ahead.
Does it mean you can heal diseases with Qigong?
We do it routinely, and we've got testimonials. Some of them I can't say on. I don't want to get your page flagged. We got testimonials. I have a student who, for years, she had chronic liver issues, toxicity, right? And for years going to the doctors didn't know what to do. All they could do is say, here's some painkillers. She took our intensive medical Qigong course and literally healed herself. with some assistance. You know, I took part in some of it, but she literally healed herself. Literally. I'll say this one thing, and hopefully it doesn't get. I don't think it'll get you in trouble. My older training brother runs a Qigong clinic. He sees 10 patients a day, every day. He has over 24 full cancer remissions from his treatment. We play no games with this thing. Yep, we play no games. It's real. It's real science. It's real science. Definitely is. All right, next slide. Again, more detail, because it's very important that you that the person listening understands what it is we're dealing with. So here's the candle analogy to those three types of energy. Shen is the highest level. Qi is the next vibration. Jing is the lowest vibration. Okay, so Jing is represented by the actual physical candle. All right, without that, you can't have the flame and you can't have the light. Qi is the flame. Okay, Shen is the light coming off of the flame. Okay, it's important to understand that. Next slide. Now we get deep. We get deep. We get to get deeper. So you have the three treasures. Of course, again, Shen in the head, Qi in the solar plexus midsection, Jing in the lower torso. Those are the three treasures, the three fields or containers, and then the three spaces in the body that they're in. Okay? And then the relationships. Again, screenshot the slide, people. The relation between Shen and Jing. Abundant Jing is the substratum of a strong and clear Shen. We understand this one very well, because I'm going to show you how we understand it. We understand it from the negative perspective. When people say things like, I screwed my brains out last night, there you go. Jing is related directly to the sexual function. Shen related to thought, the thought process. Get it? So abundant Jing is the substratum of a strong and clear Shen, thinking. All right. Jing and Qi. Qi transforms the food. So in the midsection, the middle part of the body is where we have combustive energy. Energy from breathing, energy from food. That is Qi in that respect. Okay? Qi transforms the food and it feeds the Jing or the essence. And Jing generates Qi. We have a chart that's going to show that a little bit later. And then the relation between Qi and Shen. Calming the breathing brings about a focused, solid spirit. Abundant Qi gives powerful consciousness. A focused spirit activates the Qi because it's the intent that leads energy. The mind influences the breathing. Any questions on this slide before we move on?
No.
Again, this is actual science, people. Next slide. This is a Qi synthesis flow chart. If you look at the far left of the slide, you see air, food, and drink, raw materials, right? Air goes into the lungs, food goes into the stomach spleen system. The lungs then create what we call air Qi, in other words, oxygen. The stomach and spleen systems create what's called food Qi. In other words, it extracts the nutrients from the food. Those then combine through the lungs. How do they combine through the lungs? Because that food, the essence of the food is then combined and put into the blood in the lungs. And then it is, or the air from the lungs, is combined with the essence from the food. And then it's transmitted throughout the body through the bloodstream. And now you look at the far right, you see kidneys. That is the seat of Jing or essence. Let's talk about that for a second. Jing is akin to DNA. We call it ancestral chi or ancestral energy. It is the energy that you inherited from your parents. The seat of the essence is the kidneys and the external kidneys. The external kidneys are the testicles in men and ovaries in women. This is the seat of what you inherited from your parents. On the Kabbalistic tree of life, this is the ninth Sephiroth, Yesod. That's what that is. So the kidneys supply what we would call original chi. In other words, chi that's produced from the essence. And when that is added to what we call the acquired chi, the chi that you got from the air and what you got from food and what you got from thought, now you have the bottom of the chart, what we call true chi, which is then used to either protect the body and or nourish and feed the body. That is the end product. You see how that works? Yes?
Gotcha.
All righty. Next slide. Now we start to see, let me just share this with you all. I've been involved with bioenergetic study from the military and the medicinal and the spiritual perspectives since the late 80s. I've also been involved, as you all know, in a number of esoteric and occult orders. It took a lot of time for me to realize that the Western esoteric occult tradition is the bioenergetic tradition. It's just in the West, it was kept more secret than in the East. In the West, it was driven into secrecy because it was tortured out of our people in the Spanish Inquisition. Literally tortured out of our people. If you knew anything about this stuff, because these are things that were taught in higher education in the universities that our forefathers and foremothers established in Spain, Cordova, and in Seville. Also, too, in West Africa, Timbuktu, in Fez, in Baghdad. We established all of these in Egypt. This was considered higher learning. But in the Euro West, with the rise of the Holy Roman Empire, this was literally tortured out of our thinking and then preserved in secret orders. All right. So all of these things touch. Consciousness or spirit connects with energy, thought, or chi, which connects with the physical body. Here are the key points, people. Think about the exercise that we did. I gave you a framework for your mind. We combined that with the breath. And the result was physical sensation, precise physical sensation in the desired spot in the body. So let's look at these key points. All three of these treasures influence each other. Therefore, follow me, people. Now we're dealing with secret knowledge. The projection of consciousness can and does elicit energetic changes and physical sensation. Consciousness is not bound by space and time. Let me repeat that. Consciousness is not bound by space and time. And consciousness is the true self. Does that make sense, Brother Rich?
Total sense.
Consciousness is the true self. What we call in religious lingo, the fall of man, is man's consciousness shrinking from non-locality to locality inside our flesh. That's the fall. See? Our job is to raise our thoughts to infinite wisdom. In other words, expand our perception and consciousness beyond our physical body. Consciousness can observe thought, as we just realized before we did the exercise. Therefore, intent leads the energy. Energy animates the flesh. Thus, directed thought can regulate the energy to heal oneself. This perspective, this narrative, people, is not only secret. This narrative is dangerous, people. Because if you accept this narrative and then begin to exercise it and get the results, it is increasingly harder for you to be controlled by the status quo. Next slide.
Sharif, real quick before we move on, because I don't want to forget. One of the things you talked about was about how during the Spanish Inquisition,
yes,
they tortured.
Oh yeah.
Because of the torture, this is what made us, I guess, not tap into these exercises anymore. My question to you, brother, is how many generations does an act of torture last, would you say?
Brother, it's going on right now.
Still lasts.
Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Some of us right now on this show that are watching are fighting a voice that's saying, man, that's demon worship. That's devil worship, man.
And yeah,
you get it?
Yeah,
that's Inquisitionist thinking that is in our DNA.
Got you.
It literally is still there, people.
Yeah,
right.
Let's go.
That's called epigenetics. That fear that was put in our people is so deep that it was passed on genetically. So we don't even recognize our own science. We're scared to death of our own stuff. Think about it, people. During the early slave period, why do you think these things were outlawed? Why? They were outlawed. You couldn't practice this stuff. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. Why do you think Santeria exists? What is Santeria? Santeria is Asiatic and West African bioenergetics with a covering of Roman Catholicism. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. See? So yeah, that's very important. The internal, as we call it, bioenergetics. A lot of the old masters would say, oh, it takes 15 years to learn it. It doesn't take 15 years to learn it. It takes about 8 years for you to believe it. That's the real issue. It takes about 8 years for you to believe it. See, we can say man is not the body, man is not the soul, man is pure consciousness. That is true, but we're just saying it. We don't believe it. We have to put it into practice.
Yeah.
And that's what takes the time.
Yeah.
You have to literally see yourself as non-local. You have to see yourself as omnipotent and literally see it in a practical sense. See? You have to. That's the hard work. That's the labor, people. That's what it is. All right, next slide. Here we go. More secret stuff. Psychology as bioenergetic exploration. Get this book, people. Book is called The Tao of Bioenergetics by George Kachmer Jr. Very good book. What it is, it's a comparative analysis of Eastern and Western bioenergetic systems. Who would have thought that Western psychology is a bioenergetic system? It is. It is. Why is it? What makes it a bioenergetic system? What makes psychology a bioenergetic system? Because remember what we said earlier. Intent leads the energy. You can move energy by dancing. You can move energy on a treadmill. Understand? So the real secret behind bioenergetics, people, is the development of the mind. We call it weightlift. The secrets of bioenergetics we call weightlifting for the mind. That is why psychology is an energetic system, because psychology is framework for thinking. If you think that you are just your flesh, if you think, listen to me, people, that your body has a soul and your body has a spirit, then yes, it is going to take you 10 years to learn the internal. Let me repeat that. If you think your body has a soul and your body has a spirit, oh, it's going to take you a minute to really grasp this because your thinking is wrong. Man is not the body and man is not the soul. Okay? You have to look at it this way. Your spirit has a soul and your soul has a body. Your body is literally swimming inside your soul, people. Your soul and spirit permeate your flesh, or else you'd be dead. We have to approach our self-knowledge from the proper perspective. We have to approach it from the proper starting point. Here's another example. A lot of us, when we talk about the chakra system, we start from the bottom and go up. Yeah, that's standard, right? But that method is fraught with a lot of problems, a lot of imbalanced chakras, a lot of having to start over. See, if it's done the real secret way, it looks like a drag race light system from the top down. See? From the top down. All right? So, with this slide, intent, take a picture of the slide, people, because these are very key points that are not spoken. Most of these points are not spoken in the public. Intent leads and shapes the energy. Thought itself is a bioenergy. Philosophies and narratives, listen close, philosophies and narratives are frameworks for thought and thus framework for energy. So think about it, people. If you were raised, like we all were, to believe that you are your physical body, then that narrative, that framework for thought will not allow you to escape your flesh. You hear me? That means your bioenergy will be shrunken. Okay? Philosophies and narratives are frameworks for thought and thus energy. Esoteric and occult philosophies, listen close, are engines that induct higher dimensional energies into 3 dimensions for use in the physical world, people. This is why when you enter a real initiatory system, a real secret order, you have to accept a new cosmology, a new way of looking at the world. That is the initiation, or the first part of the initiation. You have to accept another worldview. Why? Here we go. Right brain is connected to the higher realms. Left brain is the 3-dimensional filter that decides what is useful and what is not. We end up literally sticking needles in our children's heads when they say, hey, you know, I got a friend under the bed or in the closet. You say, oh, that's just make believe. It's not real. And they go, oh, okay, mommy must be right, daddy must be right. So guess what? Their left brain now turns off the part of the right brain that showed them something very real. You hear me, Brother Rich?
Oh, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, brother.
Yo, so follow me. Right brain is connected to the universe. It's connected to the higher dimensions. Mm-hmm. Right brain already knows everything. Mm-hmm. Left brain filters what we use. Left brain is our belief system. It's left brain where the ego resides. See? So it's left brain that filters out the things that we deem are unuseful or not useful. So in truth, it is the left brain, if we're to do it properly, the left brain is supposed to interpret the right brain, not replace it. In the West, it has replaced it. Mm-hmm. Remember when we were on the show a while back? It was a couple of us. B-Dell was on. Shout out to B-Dell. Shout out to Rod Hayes. Shout out to Billy Carson. And we were all on the show, and we were talking about writing from left to right as opposed to right to left.
Yeah, that was a fun show. Yeah.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Writing from left to right locks you in left brain activity. See? It does. Now, the last point on this slide, occult and esoteric cosmologies, what do? They alter or mutate the left brain filters so that we can expand them and accept greater right brain information. See? Very, very important, people. Very important. All right, next slide. When you see old pictures of, like, let's say the Hindu goddess Kali,
yes,
and they have like 10 different arms, right?
Yeah.
And each arm has a different mudra or hand sign, right? Or hand seal, right? Do you realize you're looking at an actual ritual process? You do one and then the other. See? You're looking at instructions on an actual ritual. You're looking at instructions on bioenergetic work. Occult art is literally a map for your consciousness. It is the framework that you fill with your mind energy, people. That's it. This picture here is actually from my own personal notebook. You must establish, okay, here we go. Format. The first thing you do is you have to establish an energetic baseline. Okay? You establish an energetic baseline. And that is, you ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Do I feel like Brother Rich? Oh man, I just ate. I feel a little sluggish. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You establish a pre-operation mental and energetic baseline first. Second, you train the mind, and this is ongoing, people. You train the mind to see yourself not as flesh, but as an energetic process. That's the heavy lifting, people. And then the art serves as ritual or operational instruction. You must observe the energetic movement. Listen close. You must observe the energetic movement in response to the shift in consciousness. In other words, when you've successfully shifted the consciousness, there will be a resultant energetic response. Your mind must observe the energetic response. Just like when we did the 3-5-10 meditation, you could feel the energy go up into the head and then back down, and then to the solar plexus and then back down. See? And then you must observe the physical sensations that occur as the result of the movement of the energy. Let me show you how deep that is. We have in our repertoire an exercise for weightlifting for the mind. It's a meditation called Opening to the Universe. And a part of this meditation involves literally popping your imagination out in the space above the building, for instance, where you may be, right? And then out past the atmosphere into space. And then when we return back to our bodies, when we get feedback from the participants, every single person says that when they pop their consciousness out into space, they all felt cold. And then when they brought the consciousness back into the atmosphere, they got warm again. Why do you think that is, Brother Rich? Brother Rich, you there? No, go back. No, go back. There we go. So the reason why that is, people, is because, remember, your consciousness is connected to your energy, and your energy is connected to your physical body. So if you send your consciousness somewhere for longer than, I'll put it like this, longer than 17 seconds, you hear me? If you send your consciousness somewhere longer than 17 seconds, then wherever your consciousness is, it's going to affect your energy body. And then your energy body is going to give you physical feedback. You understand what I just shared with you all? What is that called today in the military and in intelligence circles and in certain corporate circles? What is that called today? I just taught you all how to remote view, people. That's remote viewing. Brother Rich, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here. I had to take care of something with my son, but I'm here.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's remote viewing, people. Just that simple. But you have to train the mind to hold the thought, people. That's remote viewing.
And it's so dangerous, Sharif, because we like to make spirituality so complicated and so complex and so out of reach. But one of the best things we could do right now as a people is to work on our focus. And one of the main things they're doing right now is breaking apart our focus with social media. We're watching things for 1 minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds. ADHD is at an all-time high right now.
Brother, it's untraining the mind instead of training the mind.
Yeah.
Untraining the mind. It's unfitting you for your evident purpose. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, again, we're all about bioenergetic transhumanism. In other words, from man to Superman. See? That's what we're about. From man to Superman. And everybody, every single individual has within themselves everything they need to make that real. Everything they need to make that real. All right, next slide. So some of you know I have 2 courses ready, like 2 intensive courses, 5-hour courses. One is the bioenergetic anatomy. We just touched on a little bit of that in this presentation, bioenergetic anatomy. That's a full 5-hour course. Some of you have already taken the course. And then I have the one on the 6 healing sounds. 6 healing sounds, very powerful, right? And then I've got the upcoming courses, male and female sexual alchemy, iron body or golden bell cover Qigong. And then our certified medical Qigong intensive course that we run twice a year. That's very, very, very time and labor intensive. It's 5 5-hour sessions. 5 5-hour sessions, which comes with full certification and an examination. Let me tell you all about the examination. It's a written exam and then a practical exam. The practical exam is 2 parts. Here is part 1. We pour wine from the same bottle in 2 glasses. We have a taster to make sure it's the same wine. And then the person testing has 60 seconds to project their chi into one of the glasses to change the pH content of the wine. The taster can tell the difference, and they tell whether you passed or failed. The second part of the practical test is you take another individual, you put them in another room where you can't see them, they can't see you. Right? You then have 60 seconds to project your chi on a particular part of their body in a particular geometric shape. They have to come out of the room and tell you where you projected the energy and what shape it was. Like I said, people, we do this thing for real. We do it for real. Next slide. All right, this is the conclusion, people. Key things again about bioenergetic work. Our objective, people, is to expand the perception and consciousness far beyond the body and far beyond the normal field of accepted reality, but we have to do so in steady steps so we do not crack or shatter the psyche. You do not want to end up in Bellevue. You do not want to end up in the puzzle factory. And it can happen because this is real stuff. The next thing, perception is power. I've used this analogy before, this example before, but let's hear it is again. In electromagnetism, there's a very thin sliver of electromagnetic energy that falls into the visible spectrum that we call light. That is the spectrum from infrared to ultraviolet. What we are out to do is increase our perception beyond ultraviolet and infrared. Here's my question. What do you think you're going to see once you've expanded it past that? See? You're going to see a whole lot of things that you normally wouldn't see. All right. Another part of our objective is to concretize the ideal and to spiritualize matter. So we're working from both ends. From the flesh end, we're working to spiritualize our flesh. From the spirit end, we're learning to make our spirit more solid. That's what we're doing. That's internal and external combined. Another objective is to see the physical body as the container where the results of the work are to be observed, people. The physical body is our laboratory. Our intent is the scientist moving around in the laboratory. And our energy is the substances that we are experimenting with. And then lastly, and most importantly, people, you must train the mind the way you train a muscle. That is the most important thing. Train the mind the same way you would train a bicep, people. Very important. Brother, I'm ready for questions, brother. That is the presentation.
All right. Let's yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one, Brother Sharif. That was a good one indeed.
Yeah, there's a lot, brother. There's so much to it. It's almost I didn't know where to start. I said, all right, let me just start with basic stuff. But even the stuff I just shared, a lot of this stuff is not said publicly. It's kept under lock and key.
Right.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people was probably curious about when you talked about the chakras going from top to bottom. My whole life in being in the spiritual community, new age, whatever you want to call it, we're taught about it going from the bottom to the top. So maybe you could start out by elaborating on that.
Let's do that
in these societies.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So think of it like this, right? Even from the Judeo-Christian perspective, human beings are what? Considered children of God, right? Well, if you're a child of God, what are you when you grow up? So how did God create creation? He didn't do it from the bottom up. He did it from the... See? He did it from the top down.
Damn.
Okay. See what I'm saying? To do it from the bottom up means what? A lack of self-knowledge. See? When you start from the right perspective, man and God are one. Then you already know where to start. All you're doing is doing what? You are duplicating or imitating the creative process just in the microcosmic framework.
Indeed.
So you go from here, right? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void. In other words, this is empty. You clear the mind. And darkness is on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved on the face of the waters. And God said, what? Let there be what? Light. And there was light. and God separated the light from the darkness. Those are the two hemispheres of the brain. Intuitive, right brain, intellectual, left brain.
You was talking about weightlifting for the mind earlier.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we know in life, for a lot of us are right-handed. Our right hand is usually stronger than our left hand, and we got to work on our left hand or our left arm to become as strong as our right arm.
Yes.
In terms of the right brain and the left brain, a lot of us have a stronger left brain because we don't use the right brain as much. You gave an example with the writing from right to left that could help the right side of the right hemisphere of the brain. What's some other mental weightlifting techniques for the right hemisphere?
There's some that are so simple. A lot of the deeper secrets are so simple that people would just rather die than tell you. You know why? Because if they because if you tell people, they won't believe you anyway. It sounds too simple. See what I'm saying? So let me ask you real quick, Brother Rich, and I want you to answer as quick as possible. When you put on your shoes in the morning, which foot do you put on first? Quick.
No.
Exactly. See? See? Exactly.
Man, come on, man.
You don't pay attention.
I don't know. Actually,
I want you to
you don't shit like that.
but now I want you to think about it. Which should you put on first?
Probably my right one.
Switch it. Switch it. Switch it. When you put on your coat or you put on your shirt, which sleeve do you put in first? Switch it. Do you know what you're doing when you make yourself do this, people? There's video out now. There's video where it actually shows brain cells creating new neural pathways. That's how you consciously do it, people.
Excellent.
There's actual methods of creating new neural pathways. Just like you could develop neuromuscular pathways, we can develop neuroenergetic pathways.
Excellent.
See, but this is a way to do it because we're not paying enough attention. Get it? Remember we said weightlifting for the mind. That's why I asked that question.
Yeah, indeed. See? Let's get to a few questions. Amazing show tonight. Let's get to a few questions from the people. Let me put my brother on the full screen.
Yeah.
I hope y'all took screenshots of that presentation. Let's see. Let me get to some super chats. Shout out to those who sent the super chat. I'm gonna get to y'all questions first. Oneness. Can you ask Brother Sharif to share the connection
and ancestral source? Yeah. Great question. All right. That's such a deep question, right? So the kidney is the physical storehouse for the ancestral chi. In other words, what you inherited, not just from your parents, but before them and before them and before them and before them. Let's follow the bouncing ball, people. If that's where it's stored, that means that there is a physical place in your body that's connected to your ancestors. Did you all catch that?
Before you continue, Sharif, let me just say this. The Black communities have a lot of dialysis centers for people who suffer from kidney failure.
Yes.
And my mother and my uncle died from kidney failure. So that's something.
Big deal. Yeah. It's a very big deal. The kidney, right? Energetically and alchemically, the kidney is the water element in the body. Water controls fire. All right. So it's that element that we want. That element roots us in, or helps to root us in physical life. So you've got two triangles, one going down, one going up. You guys have seen the hexalpha, the 6-pointed star. The one going down is water. The one going up is fire. What happens when they pass each other? You die. We need them to stay here as long as possible. Get it? That's it. So we've got to preserve the water. Now we're talking about things like, especially with men, seminal retention, transmutation of the energy, right? This is important. The connection between the kidneys and ancestral source. Again, from an alchemical perspective, the kidney and the ovaries in women and the testicles in men are the physical storehouse for your ancestral connection. Understand? Follow me on this, people. You all are familiar with the 7 chakras of the chakra system, right? They have physical storehouses too. Those are the 7 ductless glands of the endocrine system. So when you hear people say the phrase, the secret is in the secretions, somewhat. When you activate, when they're properly activated, the 7 chakras, what happens physically? What happens physically is that the secretions are increased and transformed. It changes consciousness and changes physicality, people. See? So the endocrine system is the physical representation of the chakra system. The kidneys and the ovaries and testicles are the physical storehouse for the base chakra. And it's what connects you to your ancestors and your forefathers and your parents. Hopefully I answered the question.
Oh yeah. Let's see what other super chats we got. Let me see. Okay. Peace. Do we have more chi when we fast? Is there a big difference?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As you just experienced directly, Brother Rich, 30 to 40% of your body's energy goes to digest food. When you fast, a number of things happen, especially for at least 3 days. 3 days, right? First, there's a surplus of energy. And when you have a surplus of energy, the first thing the body does is it uses that to repair itself. That's why that first 3 days of fasting, your skin don't smell so good. Up here, you're irritable. Every little thing bothers you. It's because your senses are more heightened and more sensitive. And you're irritated because you're not used to the surplus of energy. It's uncomfortable. By day 3, you're good. You're pretty comfortable. You've balanced things out. Things have regulated. See? But yeah, there is a difference. Fasting is a great way to increase the body's energy and to clean it. Not just to increase it, but to clean the energy. Fasting is excellent. Excellent.
Okay, let's get to the next question. Let's get to New Diamonds. Can you elaborate on the quantum field and or astral projection, please, and thank you for your wisdom.
Dope. Great question, sis. The quantum field. So let's go back to what I had said. I'll use as an example. Let's go back to what I said about the base chakra and its connection to the ancestral energy. There it is. That's quantum entanglement. That is the space, or what our Haitian brothers would say, poncho or hot point. That is the physical hot point in your body that is quantumly entangled to your ancestors. You hear me? So quantum entanglement, really quick, you got particle A and particle B on 2 different sides of the universe. But if they're quantumly entangled, that means from the 3D perspective, I influence this one is affected instantaneously. No time lag. See, that's quantum entanglement. Now, as to astral projection, follow me. We had the 3 treasures, Shen, Spirit, Qi, and Jing, right? We have a body. We have an energetic body. We have a conscious body. See, the astral plane is the lower part of the soul plane. What does that mean? If you already have a body in that space, then what's traveling is not your astral body per se. It's a part of your waking consciousness transferred to that body. See, that's called safe astral travel, recognizing the fact that you already have a body on that plane. You just got to put a bit of your waking consciousness into it. This is what is called lucid dreaming, where a part of your waking consciousness is in the dream state. That takes training, but all of us have experienced it, at one point or another, involuntarily. See? I hope I answered the question.
Oh yeah. I got a very I got an advanced group in the chat tonight. Shout out to all of y'all. I see the conversation happening in the chat.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I need to do something with Sharif in the future too, in terms of a class or something, man. Because
I'd be honored.
This is some good stuff, y'all, and this is definitely
and let me say this, brother Rich.
Yeah,
we're kind of behind the 8 ball on this, so that's another reason why even my instructors are like, yeah, put it out there, because we're kind of behind the 8 ball right now, people. You know, it's people need to know.
Yeah.
People.
All right, let's get to. We're gonna do 3 more, and then we're gonna get out of here. Shout out to King Simon in the chat sharing.
To King Simon, yes sir.
Shout out to that brother right there.
Appreciate you.
All right. Also, another quick announcement. Priestess Aset Rob Men is gonna be on the show Thursday. I think I'm taking them all off. I know she's gonna be. No, I think I'm gonna do a show by myself early in the afternoon tomorrow. She will be on Thursday, and I think Rod Hayes is going to be on Friday. Dope. So that's the lineup for the rest of the week. If anybody's coming in late, tickets to the 90th of Godfest is sold out. I do not think I will be live streaming this time, but it will be on Patreon. So shout out to everybody who's a member of my Patreon community. I'm gonna upload it on there. Shout out to everybody that's a Patreon.
Beautiful.
Let's continue. Give me a second, Sharif.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where in the body should we hold our attention, heart or mind?
The mind is non-local. Let's just start with that. The mind and the brain aren't the same thing.
Yeah.
Mind is non-local. So where in the body should we hold our attention? The answer to that, quite simple, is wherever you desire to hold it. But see, in that, there's a lot of responsibility, right? Because now you all are thinking, man, wherever my mind is, that's where the energy is. That's correct. So if your mind's on negative stuff, what do you think you're manifesting energetically? See? That means it demands that we have greater mental discipline. That's why we talked about weightlifting for the mind. This has to be strengthened and disciplined. See? So where in the body should we hold our attention, heart or mind? Watch, it all depends on, now a more detailed answer to that is it all depends on what you need accomplished. So watch me, people. I've done this. This is an emergency one. Let's say you got anxiety. You've got heart palpitations. Your blood pressure spiked. Think about the webbing in between your big toe and the second toe. That point is an acupoint called liver 2. Put your mind on that point, as if you're breathing into that point. Do it for 60 seconds. Your heart rate will drop. We've actually saved an individual who was having a stroke from permanent brain damage using that very method right there. Except I did it physically. I literally pressed the point with my, because they were stroking out at the time. You see? So it all depends. The answer to that question, the simple one, is wherever you choose to hold it. But it's going to have an effect. It's going to have some kind of effect. The more detailed answer is wherever you need the mind to be. See?
Well, let me ask you a question based on his question, Sharif.
Sure.
What makes a healthier individual? An individual whose brain takes more orders from the heart, or an individual whose heart takes more orders from the brain?
Good question. Here's the prerequisite for both.
Mm-hmm.
They both got to be disciplined before you can trust either one.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Yeah.
They both got to be disciplined before you can trust either one. See? You have to train the thinking, or you have to train the consciousness to be attentive to the good of the energy. Let me repeat that. You see, you have to have the training. Remember we talked earlier about alignment? I have to know if my body's in the proper alignment for the energy to flow smoothly. I got to know that the decision I'm about to make is not based on my passions, but based on a reason. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to, the prerequisite to trusting either one is that you have to have them both trained and disciplined.
Okay.
Very important. So now think about what I just said, right? About dropping your heart rate. Because think about it. When we're in our passions, what happens? Our energy's going up into our head, not down where we're calm. See that? Okay. So that method of, putting your mind on liver 2 on your feet is a way to do what? Calm the passions. And when you can calm the passions, especially in the heat of conflict. See, it's easy to do when everything's cool around you. Can you do it in the moment when you're ready to knock somebody's block off? Can you do it when you're scared to death and you're, right, in survival mode? Can you calm the heart down? Remember we said in the beginning, regulate the heart.
Yeah.
See, can you do it then? That takes training. That takes discipline, people.
Got you.
Yeah. And only then, think about it. Think about it. How often have we heard people, men and women, talking, especially in the conscious community, the intuition, you got to trust the intuition. You got to trust, but we got to make sure the intuition is trustworthy. How often have we said, oh, I know this is the right one. This sister right here, she's the right one for me. I feel it. My intuition says so, only to be wrong.
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
Yeah.
See, the intuition has to be disciplined. It has to be trained. See, the heart mind has to be trained. The intellect has to be trained. See?
Yeah, this is some interesting stuff, Sharif.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep this thing going. Let me see. Okay. Shout out to Tony with the super chat. Sharif, can Qigong breath work help musicians rise and tune into higher vibrations to help bring sounds down to earth that have never been heard before?
Absolutely. Everybody look up there's this group of Tibetan monks called the Gyodo monks. Gyoto. I believe that's how it's pronounced or it's spelled. The Gyodo monks, right? These monks chant in multiple tones, one person, 2 or more tones, like some crazy stuff. And when they chant together, you hear another tone that's not coming from that's not coming from one of the other individuals. It's their collective tones, and then another tone is present that's not being produced by any one of them. It's crazy. It's crazy. So the answer to that is yes. Yes.
Wow, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, let's keep this thing going. We're gonna do one more question. Let's do one more question.
Sure.
We're gonna get out of here. Let me see. Would you say the Holy Quran Circle 7 and 120 lessons are occult maps for ancestral chi?
Somebody's been, okay. Remember what I said earlier? Wow, that's such a great question. See, that's a deep question right there.
Yeah, I told you the chat is.
That's a deep question.
Remember what I said tonight?
Yeah. Y'all on fire. Listen, remember what we said about philosophies? Remember, these are formulas, people. I gave a ton of formulas in this presentation. This is a formula. Intent leads the energy. That's why philosophies are engines that can induct energies from higher realms for use in 3 dimensions. And guess what? Religious doctrine is a philosophy. Y'all caught that? Religious doctrine is a philosophy. That's why religious knowledge rules the world. Whether we believe in religion or not is irrelevant. See? Religious knowledge rules the world because it shapes thinking. You see? And so the short answer to your question is absolutely, because you're talking the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America and Supreme Wisdom, or 120 Lessons, they're a framework, they're a compendium, it's a philosophy that it has. Listen close, people. Philosophies have their own internal occult geometry. In other words, it's a shape and framework for your thinking.
Right.
So the answer is a resounding yes to that. And it's an occult map for ancestral chi. Follow me. What if this particular philosophy just happened to be the philosophy of your forefathers? Let me say it again. What if the philosophy contained in the Holy Quran, the Moorish Science of America, and Supreme Wisdom contained the occult or the psychological geometry of your forefathers? That means by merely studying and ingesting this philosophy, you are channeling your forefathers. That's what it means. See?
Yeah, this was it, y'all. This was it.
That means you channeling them.
This was a good one tonight, y'all.
Appreciate you, brother. Listen, any of you that are interested in any of the courses, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, Sharif Bey on Instagram, TikTok Sifu Sharif Anail Bey on Facebook if you're interested in the courses. Some of you are taking it, some of you in the chat have taken the course. But if you're interested in the course, let me know. I got you. And again, look forward to other courses, and I look forward to doing something. What, Brother Rich, what I want to do? Do a live, Qigong masterclass, but live, not live. Like, I'll fly down to Atlanta and do it.
I see what you're saying. Right.
Yeah.
Qigong. How long? All right, let me ask you this: how long would it be a Qigong master if you did it in person in Atlanta? How long?
If I did it in person and I came down there in person to do it, we would literally certify people there. It'd be a 5-hour intensive. It'd be a 5-hour intensive, and you would get certified, and those that are healthcare professionals would receive how many? 25 continuing education units for continuation of the renewal of their professional license. We teach this to medical professionals. Yep.
Yo, y'all down to come to Atlanta for that? The 5-hour masterclass, Qigong masterclass? Y'all down to come to Atlanta for that? Brother Rich, I will set it up. If I know people are interested, Brother Rich will set it up. And
if there's an interest, listen,
well, I already know there's an interest, so I don't even know why I'm asking that, but
I'll definitely come. I'll definitely come make it happen.
Okay. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna knock out this Non-Eat the God Fest first. Sharif is gonna be there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna work on that. All right, family.
Absolutely.
Hey, Sharif, man, I appreciate you as always, brother. Amazing presentation as always.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for thinking about me. You know what I mean? And thank the audience for their energy, their diligence. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I'll just say, don't be ivory tower esotericists. Don't be ivory tower consciousness people. Take this stuff and ingest it. Eat the book and become who you're supposed to be. And that's the manifestation of God on earth.
I wanted to run something by you real quick because you was talking about training intuition.
Yes.
All right. What I found that, I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Is that I had to I wouldn't say, and I'm going to get your opinion on this because I love bouncing things off of the speakers on my channel. I found that I didn't necessarily have to train my intuition, but I had to train my mind when it's hearing my intuition. So I would think certain things in my intuition is my intuition, but it wasn't. I'll give you an example. And I had to teach myself, that's your intuition. When you get, it's like a certain feeling that I get. It's a unique feeling that a feeling that I get inside that is unique and that can't be mistaken for anything else. I'll give you an example. And sometimes I don't listen to it. And when I don't listen to it, I go back and say, okay, I got to remember what that feeling is like.
Yes.
Feeling comes around again. I know that's the same thing. That's the same thing. I'll give you an example. Brother Sharif made his debut on my channel last year, family.
That's right.
Put him on, and he been rolling ever since then.
Yes, sir.
I seen the brother. I seen the brother. I knew the brother. I knew the brother was around teaching for years, but I never really looked at his information. I didn't really look at the brother's information until 2 years ago on Red Pill's channel. He did a presentation, and my intuition has said, "You better holler at him." I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Right. And then my mom's like, "Yo, you better." So one day, what was the video I seen? I don't know what you was talking about last year, but you did a video with another brother.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, this is a brother that was on Red Pill channel. Let me see what he's talking about.
Yep.
My intuition said, yo, you still ain't holler at this brother? I said, shit, let me get my phone. Hold up. Red Pill, what's this? I said, hold up. This boy keep talking to me to holler at this brother. I said, no, I know this feeling because it told me this last year and I didn't listen. I said, so I listened to my intuition, got the brother on the channel, and look what happened as a result of that, family. Ever since you know what I mean? Ever since then, so
you know what that show was, brother? That was on Red Pill. Shout out to Red Pill. It was on Ancient Technology.
Ancient Technology, yes, that was it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's on Ancient Technologies. There's man, that's another show, to be honest with you, because that you want to talk about dangerous knowledge. That's dangerous knowledge. We're talking about bioenergetics.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they're actual machines. Listen what I'm telling you. They're actual contraptions that you can feed your bioenergy to and store it, and that the machine will amplify it.
Mm.
So this is real. This is very real. But that's the type of tech that, you got to be careful talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful talking about it, but it's very real.
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad I listened to my intuition and got the brother on the show.
Yes, sir.
Brother Sharif, I definitely look forward to how many weeks we got to the. Let me see how many weeks we got left. We got
2 weeks, man.
Yeah, 2 weeks left. Yeah, we got 2 weeks left. The rest of this week and next week. We got 2 weeks left. The brother's gonna be in Georgia. Are you doing anything outside of the Godfest? Are you meeting up with any of the folks or anything?
I don't have anything planned. But I just go wherever,
Right.
Yeah. I'm just, bro. The event, and I said this to you before, and I'm sure the audience is gonna feel me on this. Brother, you have a special calling, and like in the More Science Temple of America, some of you all are familiar. When we have an actual meeting of the More Science Temple of America, we give praise to God because God is inside us. It's the only thing worthy of praise. And then we give honor to man because when you honor man, you honor God. We don't honor each other enough.
You was talking about that. I remember you
know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, Brother Rich, you have a special calling, bro. When we were there at the
gathering?
At the gathering,
yeah,
brother, when you want to talk about what we describe as heaven on earth, where all you feel and hear and see is peace, bro.
Yeah.
You got pretty close.
Yeah.
Close enough to where people didn't want to leave.
They did not. No.
Close enough to where people were breaking their neck to try to keep it and capture some of that energy on the Discord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now but see, you're due honor for that. You put that together. And ain't nothing wrong with stating that, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with us saying it and giving you honor for it.
Appreciate it.
See?
Appreciate it, my brother.
Yeah, brother.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's a special thing right there.
Yeah. Definitely is definitely an honor for somebody to give you props and for your flowers while you're alive. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something we got to work on as a community.
Yeah. We don't do it enough.
Yeah. Is it because of the competitive spirit in us that you think?
You know what it is, dear brother? We're still medicating ourselves, bro. We've got generations of feeling powerless. So we see somebody with some power. Yeah, we admire it, but the other part of it is we look at them like, who do you think he is? I can do it.
Right.
Instead of seeing me inside you. Community is spirituality in action. Because in a community, I can see myself in Brother Rich. So when Brother Rich is happy about his newborn daughter, I'm happy.
My little girl.
See what I'm saying? I'm happy. When Brother Rich is upset or hurt because I'm hurt. We have to start seeing. Listen, We have to start doing that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, instead of thinking this every Negro for himself thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's how we fall.
Indeed.
That's how we fall. But when we can see ourselves in each other, better than that, when we can see God inside each other.
Ooh.
And treat each other accordingly.
Powerful. Powerful.
That's it.
True gems from the brother Sharif.
Sir.
Family, once again, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes,
brother Sharif, I'm going to talk to you. I want to talk to you in a couple of days because I want to elaborate more on bringing you down here for a Qigong masterclass.
Do it, bro.
So, yeah, so we're going to talk about that. And with that being said, family, I will see y'all Thursday night, not tomorrow, Thursday night. I will see y'all Thursday night. Everybody have a safe night, wonderful night. Peace and blessings, family. All right, peace.
Peace. Yep.
Peace.